Hello and welcome back for another vintage cube draft. No supreme draft anymore, it's just regular cube. So a little bit less degenerate than you might have seen in the last couple weeks on this channel. We open up on this pack. There's a Force of Will that I like, but it's less important to have cards like Force of Will in this version of the cube. There's also Tundra, Bayou, and Noble Hierarch that are interesting picks to me. I still love the Niv Mizzet deck, so I am open to drafting that. That said, even with the Niv Mizzet deck, I do kind of like having Force of Will, as you have all the card advantage, so having something as efficient as Force of Will could be nice. So I'll start with that, and then we'll move on to this pack. Well, there's a fetch, and there's 2 duels. There's only 10 fetches, and there's 20 duels, so I tend to pick the fetches a little bit higher. I think I'm just going to try and force Niv Mizzet again. I do love me a Niv Mizzet deck, and there's nothing else really all that appealing in the pack. I really love having like a clear card that leads me to an archetype, and right now I'm just not seeing it, so I'll take the Bloodstained Mire. Ooh, and in this pack there's Liliana, which can be good in like Reanimator and stuff. There's Crucible to go with the fetch, but I mostly like Crucible whenever I can get a Strip Mine. And there's Deretti. I quite like Deretti. It's just a removal machine, and that's quite good. It's also a multicolor card, so if I do end up in a potential Niv deck, that could be good. And there's also still the potential for like a Grixis artifact pile, and Deretti also shines there. So I think I'll take the Deretti. Ooh, this pack. There's Grizzlebrand, which is, I think, the single best reanimation target, almost. There's Ashok, which is a very good planeswalker. Can be very annoying. There's Dryad, which I also quite like if I do try and enforce Niv Mizzet. I think it's between the Dryad and the Ashok. Solarian Academy is also good, but I never have a lot of success with the artifact deck. I think I'll take the Dryad because I really do like being Niv. Yeah, I'll take the Dryad. What do we have here? Nothing really for the Niv deck. There's Phantasmal Image, which is not a bad card and also kind of works in Niv because you have all of these bombs, a lot with enter the battlefield abilities, and then Image is good. Knight, but that will typically wheel. And there's also Freylies. Maybe I can do some sort of green stuff with Freylies. So I think I might just stick to Freylies. I can do without the Image, but Freylies can be quite cool. And then Knight probably wheels. Yeah, it's not a great start. There's no real standout cards yet, but we'll take it. Oh, there's Krark, which I think is a nice addition to the cube. I do want to try and make this card work, but probably not today. Maybe it's good in Storm. It can be good in like mono red. We talked about it on a Discord demo I'm part of, and Fire Blasting with Krark in play is a potential for 8 damage. There's also potential for a lot of mountains being sacrificed for no value, but there is a high upside. Here there's Regrowth, which I do like. There's Preordain, which is quite late for Preordain. I think I'll take the Regrowth or just the Nissa. The Nissa. Let's take the Nissa. Sylvan Library, Vendilion Click. That's a late click. Thief of Sanity, Orbs of Signet. Maybe just a library. Maybe we can be some sort of green deck then. I really don't know. There's no very strong pulls for me. There's Ajani Vengeant. I haven't seen a lot of cards really for Niv. I can take some lands. I can also take Primal Command and just continue taking green cards. Yeah, let's take the Primal Command. Ooh, Elder Gargaroth for more green cards, or just a Tundra. I think I can do without the Elder Gargaroth. It's a fine card, but I'll take the Tundra. Greensun Zenith. I like me a Greensun Zenith. Even in a Niv deck, I will play this. And then these other cards, I don't care. Eureka. Don't put this card in your deck. It's just, you're gonna get blown out. Just don't do it. I'll take this Sword as a sort of sideboard card. Baneslayer. I think I'll take the Devoted Druid. Oh, the Knight didn't come back. Usually that's a card that comes back. Well, I'll take Fatal Push, I think. Don't want these others. Yeah, it's not a great start, I have to say. It looks like we're green, but we don't even have any of the like premium green cards. And I kind of wish that I had taken this Force of Will and it just took the, I'll take the Council Judgment here. I was going to say, I wish I didn't take the Force of Will, but I actually took the Noble Hierarch. Then this deck would look a lot better. I think right now, Sheldred, whatever. This is kind of what we have. Ooh, Channel. And a Soul Ring, and a Mana Drain. Whoa. Oh man, that is, yeah, I think I have to take the Soul Ring. I know Channel's good and all, but Soul Ring is better and will make more of my decks. Channel's a busted card though. Whew. There's also Skull Clamp. I think I take the Soul Ring. Maybe we wield the Cradle and It could be a green deck like that. Yes, Channel has a lot of upside, but Sol Ring is, I think, maybe just the best card in the cube. It's up there. It's definitely higher than Channel. Ooh, Lotus Cobra, Omnath, Prime Speaker. Those are some green cards. I don't think I want the Prime Speaker. That probably wheels. And the question is, do I want Omnath or do I want Lotus Cobra? And I think I'll take the Lotus Cobra and then maybe wheel the Omnath. There's a world where Omnath can wheel. Ooh, Golos. I love me a Golos. Time Twister can be good in a green deck. There's Rofellos if we really want to be green. And there's Plow Under. We can Plow Under Primal Command. We did pass an Acidic Slime, so we're not getting that. We can draft some land destruction. I'm still open to trying Golos, but we don't have that many dual lands. I think I'll just take the Rofellos. And now I'm looking to be almost mono green. I'll take this giant Death Lizard. Ooh, Woodfall Primus, Elvish Mystic, and an Ulamog. I think what I'll do is I'll take the Elvish Mystic and I'll wheel either Ulamog or Woodfall Primus. Yeah, that seems right. Hex Drinker, Cultivate, Sword. I've been somewhat impressed with Hex Drinker. Let's take that. And all of these cards can go to the sideboard. We're not doing that. We're just a green deck. Opposition. Ooh. Well, maybe we're a blue-green deck. I do love me a blue-green opposition deck. That is quite strong. And then what cards would we consider still? Force of Will? Yeah, otherwise I'd take Felidar Retreat, but I think opposition has quite a high upside. Llanowar Elves, perfect. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We also have Freyalise to pair with the opposition. What do I want? I mean, I want Primeval Titan, and I want, like, what else? I want the Channel to wheel, ideally. That probably doesn't happen, but there's a world. There is a world where that happens. I've seen Channels go fairly late, usually in pack 3, though. I also wouldn't mind getting back that Skull Clamp. Force of Will's not looking great with just opposition. Ooh, we did get Cradle back, so none of the other cards, but Cradle is still a nice one. Yeah, take the Cradle. Okay, we have a decent green deck. Sort of Feast and Famine, the Mirari Conjecture, Coercive Portal, and Prime Speaker. I think we could be a Prime Speaker deck. Yeah, Plow Under, nice. I'll take that too. So we are looking to have a little bit of a land destruction sub-theme, and then opposition can also help with that. Thada Adele. I don't need any of these other cards, so I think I'd take the Thada. Nykthos, maybe. Sword, I think Sword is decent in some of these green decks. You have a lot of creatures to slap Sword on. Felidar Retreat, maybe we can splash this. We do have this Tundra. Survival of the Fittest, Polukranos, and Hydroid Craces. Survival's not that good. People seem to think it is good, but there's not that many like combos with it, and it's, on its own is sort of card disadvantage. I could take the Hydroid Craces or the Verdant. I think those are kind of my picks here. Craces is quite good. Let's just take that. Maybe we could wheel this, but we also don't have great blue fixing. Maybe just Verdant and then wheel the Craces. Ooh, Natural Order. That is a card I was hoping for. I do have to note that we didn't get back either the Woodfall Primus or the Ulamog, so that's a little bit worrying. I'll take the Natural Order. Right now we're only natural ordering for the Carnage Tyrant. That's not super good. Maybe we play this Felidar Retreat. It does work with opposition, and we have a lot of dorks that this can turn into some decent threats. There's Karn, Gilded Goose, Elves of Deep Shadow. I feel like I might need some more fat at the top end, so I can take the Karn. This Felidar Retreat is likely not happening. I'm actually not sure about opposition right now. Opposition does require a bit of blue. We have Rofellos, which mostly wants Forest. Bird, Ramanamp Excavator, and Windswept Heath. I think I take the Bird. 1 mana acceleration. Quite good. And if I had a Breeding Pool or a Trap, I would take Windswept Heath probably, but Bird also fixes. Finale of Devastation. Library. That's a late library. Frost Titan. I like Frost Titan, but that's another double blue card. Maybe we can wheel this. I'll take Finale. It's just another Green Sun Zenith with some slight upside. Leovold, which I don't know if I want to splash for. There's Tireless Tracker. Tireless Tracker is just a perfect green card. Mirari's Wake, Wall of Roots, Blooming Marsh. Just take the Wall of Roots, more acceleration. I'm missing a little bit of card advantage or some Planeswalkers or anything like that. Right now, I think opposition is not making it as good as that is. It's looking to just be mono green. I really hope to get a big fatty still for the Natural Order. Nykthos, probably not making it. I think having Nykthos active is unlikely. We don't have a ton of double green drops, and having the extra forest for Fellows is probably more valuable. Ooh, Courser, the Ranged Hermit, Terastodon. I love me a Courser. The Ranged Hermit would be nice if we had decent fixing for opposition, but I think I have to take the Terastodon here. It's a pretty good natural order target, and that's kind of what we're lacking. Polukranos Survival. I don't really love Polukranos, but I'm just not a big fan of Survival, especially in just a mono green deck. Yeah, let's take Polukranos. This card does beat people down. It's a 5/5. We can play it on turn 2 off a Soul Ring, so I'll take the Polukranos. And now we have enough playables, so that's good. I think Beast Within for some interaction or removal is fine. It's not the most exciting deck, and it's just very straightforward, but it should be serviceable. Ooh, another elf is nice. I was kind of hoping to wheel that. Yeah, we have a lot of ramp. The main thing that I worry about is not having enough card draw, but we do have Tireless Tracker, we have Nissa, we have Sylvan Library, and Freyleys potentially, so maybe I'm underestimating just the amount of card advantage in our deck. Skullclamp would have also been a nice wheel, but we got a Cradle instead. Can't be too unhappy with that. Nothing for us here, so let's just take something. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'll take the Spirits. Vraska, I might want to splash that for some matchups. And Awake. Alright, so this is just a deck. We can add some forests, and we have 15 lands. Do I want to play 15 lands? I think I want 16. Even though we have all of these dorks, then what do we cut? Maybe just Beast Within? Or do I cut one land? And I have a lot of elves, and I have a Soul Ring. I might otherwise struggle with having too many lands in my deck, but I also don't want to stumble. Sword with all of these dorks could be decent. Some other form of card advantage. What do I take out if I play the sword? Maybe the Dryad. The Dryad does ramp, but it requires to have lands in play, or lands in your hand to play as extra ones. We don't really have the card advantage to make that good. Yeah, I think I do this. Let's just submit this and try out and see how it goes. Round 1 with our mono green deck. We have this hand and we are on the draw, so we have some time to draw lands. We have a natural order, we have some dorks, we have our fellows. I think this is a keep. I mean, we need to draw lands, but we have a lot of mana otherwise also. So let's keep it. And I'm playing this Verdant, by the way, just because I have a Tireless Tracker, and Verdant works quite nicely with that. A Swamp from our opponent, nothing else. Okay, we draw Forest. Let's go Forest, Elves of Deep Shadow. Hopefully we don't see an Entomb. No, nothing. Creeping Tar Pit, sure. Ooh, we draw our Terastodon. That's a shame. I kind of wanted to natural order out a Terastodon, but we'll go for Rofellos instead here. Hopefully this lives and we draw another land. That would be kind of perfect. And then we can attack with the elf. Next turn we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana if we draw. Ooh, yes. So I think we just go and Green Suns for 7 or for 6. Hope this resolves. It does. And then we just get to go get the Carnage Tyrants. Now, maybe there's a Damnation in our future and then I'm going to be sad, but otherwise, a 7/6 Trample Hexproof could be very good against our blue-black opponents. So hoping to dodge a Sweeper, that's the thing I'm scared of. Well, they're tap and Languish. Okay, that kills a bunch of our mana, but it doesn't kill our Carnage Tyrant, so that's fine. Still have a big threat. Now, I think I played a Devoted Druid and smash with the Tyrants. Yeah, Languish I'm okay with. Damnation would have really sucked, but Languish is fine. And next turn we also get to play and equip a sword. Gaia's Cradle, nice. Go sword, equip the sword, and we have a giant monster with a sword on it, and they scooped it at. All right, that went well. That was the power of Rofellos right there. Anything I want to change against our opponents? I do not think so. It went well, so let's just run it back. I'm very happy to see Languish there instead of Damnation. Damnation would have made a struggle, I think, especially because our natural order was kind of a dead card at that point. We'd already gotten the Carnage Tyrant and Terastodon was in our hand, and those are our big creatures. So, well, we have a bunch of mana, we have a sword, and we have the Death Lizard again. So let's just keep this. Oh, they mull to 5. Ooh, that's rough for them. They decide to keep on 5. Watery Grave and pass. Go Forest, play the Elf, just because this can attack next turn. An island, and nothing. Nissa. If I play the Nissa now, then I cannot play my Death Lizard next turn, whereas if I play the bird, I guess I can't do that then either, but then next turn I can play and equip the sword. Send with the elf then. Pack Rat, ooh. I kind of want to try and kill that. Yeah, we can play and equip the sword, but that doesn't really do anything. Let's just go Tireless Tracker, play a land, and I think just crack our clue. Grow this Tireless Tracker to Rastodon. Well, Natural Order is not a good draw anymore, that's for sure. I think they're just going to try and out-rat us. Play a land. We can make our Death Lizard, or I can just play the sword, equip the sword to the bird, and then attack through the air. They maybe can kill the bird, but that means that they're not making a rat. Can also make a rat and kill our Tireless Tracker, but then we get rid of their rat, so they block the Tireless Tracker. I feel like there might be some sort of damnation in our future, or languish again. But we have a lot of leftovers. Okay, Vampiric Tutor. I imagine they tutor for Languish and then play that. And we have a Nissa next turn that we can equip with a sword. And the turn after we can play the Death Lizard again. Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay, interesting. Oh, Yogwill. Oh, okay. We're getting a Grizzlebrand. Well, Grizzlebrand might be tough to beat, that's for sure. Yeah. I was not expecting that. And we also get the Vampiric Tutor, make a bunch of mana also. Yeah, I think we're losing this game. If it was just Languish, I would have been fine, but this is a tough one. How am I going to win this? Let's see what they do first. Still make 4 mana and then play a Pack Rat, or they vamp. Sure. They do go down to 11. And then if they want to draw the card this turn, they have to go down to 4. Okay, they are done tutoring. They're down to 11 now. Curious if they crack LED and draw 7. They do not. What do we do now? They get to hit us for 7, go up to 18, and they tutor for presumably a good card. What if I crack the clue, re-equip the sword to the tracker, and the tracker would be 7 power, could hit them, and they would go down to 2. But then they have a turn where they can attack. It does limit the amount of cards that they draw. Otherwise, I can play Freyleys, blow up the Lion's Eye Diamond to restrict the amount of mana they can make. I think what I'll do is I'll re-equip the sword to the Tireless Tracker. And I play a land so I get even another clue. And then I attack with the tracker. Maybe they let it through, maybe they don't. See if they want to block. This is quite a bit of damage. We're just 1 short. Sighted block. Let's just crack a clue then. So at least we get the Grizzlebrand off the table. Yep, those both die. They draw some cards. And then what? I mean, I'm not in a great position, but let's just play our Nissa. Maybe we get Languished, maybe we don't. Get a Forest, and yeah. And then it's up to them. At least Grizzlebrand's gone, but there's a chance they can reanimate it again. Next turn we can play Terastodon. It also doesn't seem bad. But we shouldn't forget that they just tutored for any card in their deck. Ooh, Preordain. I like that. If someone just tutored and is now casting Preordain, so they already got the best card out of their deck, and now they're looking for other cards. So yeah, I'm curious. They put 2 cards on top of their deck. A little scary, but they are very restricted by their mana, it seems. Play an island. Coalition Relic. So they're building up for something next turn. Thoughtseize. Well, they get to take our Terastodon, but they also take 2 damage. Yeah, they take the nasty Terasti, but they're down to 9. What do we do here? Finale of Devastation. Well, we can't quite cast this for X's 10, but maybe that will come up this game. We can equip the Nissa and then use the Freyleys to blow up their relic. I think that is probably the play. Let's start by equipping the Nissa, then attack with the Nissa, or we just play the Death Lizard. We know that that card is good as well. We also hit them for another 2 damage. They're down to 3. Play a land. And now the choice is between Freyleys or Carnage Tyrants. And this is only 1 mana. I think we just present another hard to deal with threat. I'm going to be kicking myself if they end up having a Damnation, but I think if they had one, they might have already done it. Alright, fingers crossed. They did top a card with Preordain, and they are down to 3 life, so we'll see. Mountain. We haven't seen red out of them yet. This sword has done quite some work this game. Very happy with that inclusion. No Damnation. Wheel of Fortune. And they crack their LED. What is this? Corpse Dance. The Grizzlebrand. Oh no, the Ulamog. No! Oh man! They're gonna mill us out? Whoa! And they're getting back a Grizzlebrand. Wow, I was not expecting that. Okay, yeah, I guess we lose then. Let's concede and go to the next one. Oh man, that was wild. I guess we should have destroyed their artifact then. I'm definitely bringing in Beast Within. And then taking out Pelucranos. Pelucranos seemed real bad against him. Oh, okay. Yeah, that just happened. I'm sort of tempted by Vraska also, just because it can kill like a Necromancy. But that was wild. What would I cut if I put in Vraska? I think it would just not be consistent enough with only 2 black sources in the deck. I guess birds and elves as well. Yeah, I also don't have like a reclamation save, so maybe I do put in the Vraska. What else do I take out then? Karn. Karn is a big boy though. Wall of Roots. Take out some acceleration. I do need to put in a swamp then. Yeah, let's try it like this. Would you like to play first? Yes. Well, we have a Soul Ring, we have a Greensun Zenith, and we have a Terastodon. I think we keep this, and then we can Zenith for Rofellos on turn 2, and then have a boatload of mana on turn 3. But I was not expecting to lose that game to decking by having Ulamog attack me. That was something else. They mulligan to 5 again. Yeah, that makes sense with their deck. Seems a little wonky and it's looking for some specific combinations. Turn 1 Soul Ring. Always nice. They have a Scalding Tarn. Nothing else. Ooh, Primal Command. That I also like. So we can Zenith and we can keep open 1. I think we just Zenith for Rofellos. It's going to make a ton of mana. And then say go. We can also Primal Command them next turn. And if they just set up their graveyard, we can Primal Command and shuffle it back in. So Primal Command is real nice. Pack Rat. Well, Pack Rat's fine. Let's just go Forest. And then we can play a Terastodon. Kill their Watery Grave. Oh, that's good enough. Yep. That, yeah, we were going to kill the Watery Grave and make some 3/3s for ourselves as well. And then this Pack Rat's not going to be active. We just Primal Command them the turn after. It was going to be great. But glad to win that one. Kind of wild to lose that second one to Wheel of Fortune Ulamog. Didn't see that one coming, but glad we got it. So on to match 2. Match 2 with our mono green deck. We have this hand, which is all mana and no gas. So I think that's too risky to keep. Well, this one is quite a bit better. We have turn 1 Soul Ring, and then we can play a Nissa turn 2 to find us some more lands. What do we put back? Maybe this Wall of Roots. We don't need that much more acceleration. And I like having some threats. Yeah, I think so. Let's keep this and put back the wall. Island from our opponents. I really hope they don't counter this Soul Ring because that is going to be a problem. I felt like they were thinking of keeping up counter mana or playing something. No, Soul Ring resolves, so that's good. And we also get the Plow under him pretty quickly. Mystical Tutor. Let's see it. They did mulligan. And Mystical's another card disadvantage spell. Chart a Course. Mystical for Chart a Course. So is this Reanimator then? No, they just play an island and then a chart. Sure, that doesn't seem that great. High Tide. Alright, so we're playing against some sort of storm deck. Well, Plow undering a High Tide deck should be good. Play the Nissa. That resolves. Yes, I do want to find a forest. And play a Hex Drinker. And just say go. Next turn we get to Plow under them. If it resolves, of course, but hopefully it does. Swamp. Do I Plow under them if they do not tap out? That's the question. We can also make a 5/5. Natural Order, that's also a card. I think then I just Plow under them, and if they counter this, then they won't be able to counter the Natural Order perhaps next turn. If this just resolves, then I'm also happy. Well, it just resolves, so I think we are in good shape then. Beat them down. And then next turn we get to Natural Order, probably away this Hex Drinker, although the Hex Drinker is also quite good. Demonic Tutor, yep. You just get to kill both their lands. Now I don't want to draw the Terastodon again. No, we draw a forest, so that's good. Let's go attacking first. And then the question is, do I take away my Hex Drinker with the Natural Order, or do I take away the Nissa? The Nissa is quite far away from being relevant, so I think we cash that in. Get Nasty Terasti, kill 2 of their lands and 1 of ours. Yes, and they do want to keep playing. And then just start pumping this Hex Drinker. We've blown up, we've put back 2 of our opponent's lands and then blown up another 2. So I guess we're an LD deck. Against Storm, is there anything I want to change? No, I don't think so. We don't really have any relevant spells for it. We just need to be fast and maybe plow under or primal command or terrasted on them. I like this hand for sure. You get to go turn 1 Bob, turn 2 Cobra into Sylvan Library, and then we'll have to see from there. The only thing that we can do is just present a quick clock if our opponent is indeed on Storm, and just hope it's good enough. Island, Freyleys. Freyleys could be good. Yeah, and they did mulligan. A swamp, and what? Charter Course, okay. Discarding High Tide again, so they're playing High Tide, but they don't value it quite so high. Let's go Lotus Cobra, play Forest, make a green, and Sylvan Library, and just pass. I mean, that's pretty fast. Our deck can go faster, but it does seem to be pretty consistent with ramping and presenting threats. Now I just want them to play some sort of mana artifact. Ashiok, yeah, I'm not so happy about Ashiok, but I guess we do get to attack it. Natural Order gone, Verdant, and a Forest. Let's use the library. We get to put back some cards, and then they get to Ashiok those. Or do I just pay some life and then put back a Forest? And then we can primal command the Ashiok and search for a creature. Kind of like that. Just pay 4 and put on top. Play a Forest. That gets us a mana. And then I do think it's just putting back the Ashiok. You can also put back a land, but if they want to play Ashiok, that's going to cost them their mana again. So we put this on top and search for a creature. Not quite sure which creature. Probably just Rofellos. Gonna take a while before it's active, but Rofellos seems like the best one. And then attack with the Cobra. Rofellos is gonna let us do everything basically. They just deploy Ashiok again. They found our Nissa, took our Forest and our Soul Ring. I don't need those cards, so that's fine. I wouldn't mind finding Plow under either. Yes. I guess we put back the 2 lands. Keep the Elf. They get the Ashiok and they will hit 2 lands. What can we do? We can play land, make a mana, just a green one. You have 6 mana this turn, so we can play Rofellos. We can play Sword and an Elf. You can also just play the Death Lizard. That doesn't seem bad either. I think I want to play Rofellos regardless, and then just play indeed the Elf and the Sword. It's pretty poor if they have a board wipe, I guess, but if not, we really get to punish them next turn perhaps. Play the Elf and then just attack the Ashiok. Or do I not care about Ashiok and just attack them? Well, I think I do. And let's see it. They were stuck on mana, but I did find another land. Gaia's Cradle, Forest. Yeah, they're taking away some cards, but not the relevant ones. It always feels a little bad to get milled, but in the end, maybe not that relevant. They don't do anything. Well, we get to do pretty much everything next turn. Rofellos is making 4. Devoted Druid. That's not a good one. Let's see if the library can get us some other stuff. Ooh, are they playing a Hull Breacher here? Cryptic Command. Tap all my creatures and draw a card. Yeah, that happens. So we need to find a land. When we do, you don't want to pay life for the Devoted Druid. So let's just put on top, play our land, make a mana, and just play the Death Lizard then. Okay, so now we really have a ginormous board. They are taking 2 bad cards from the top of our deck again. Just hope they don't have a Damnation, because that would suck. That would definitely suck. How much damage do we have next turn? We have 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So maybe attacking that Ashiok was incorrect, because now we need another turn to kill them. Narset, sure. So our library is shut off. Or do they reveal? Our sword is also shut off to an extent. Turnabout. And they're definitely a storm deck, that's for sure. They got more lands and that Devoted Druid. So what do I want to find? I want to find Finale. Finale is probably the best one. Ragda's Signet. Wall of Roots, that's not a good one. Library's turned off by Narset. So let's go Freyleys. Do I destroy their artifact or enchantment? I might as well. I don't really need the small dude. And then let's equip what? Just a Death Lizard? Do I kill both their planeswalkers or do I go after them? I think Ashiok. I definitely want to kill the Narset because I don't want them drawing more cards. And then I think I hit them with the Death Lizard. Yeah, and just ignore the Ashiok. Because this way we actually get to kill them next turn. Oh, we do draw the extra card now. Oh, we draw Karn. That's a nice one also. Well, let's see it. They have 3 cards, and that's it. They use Ashiok. Our Finale is gone, but this Karn should also be good. Are they just passing? What did you have? Is there anything that really stops us here from killing them? Oh, turnabout. Turnabouting our creatures. Sure, yeah, that does it. I mean, it buys them a turn. Use Sylvan Library, yes. Terastodon. We don't need Terastodon, do we? We can just play Karn and exile Ashok or take a card from their hand. Put this on top and put this on top. Play a forest. We get a mana, so that lets us cast Karn. Go Karn. And then I think you just leave Ashok and exile a card from their hand with Karn. They have Spellseeker. Make a dude and then just pass. So they have one card. Needs to be a pretty good one. They exile some more. And they got a Terastodon. And what is this? Dark Petition. Oof. If they have a Damnation, maybe I'm in trouble. Then I have to exile the Ashok, I guess. Or I just keep plussing and reset the game. But most of our cards are in exile then? Huh, I don't know. No, they scoop, so there's nothing they could tutor for. Well, glad we won that one. I think our deck's just super consistent. Nothing super exciting either, but consistency, just always having that ramp early and then a decent mix of payoffs. So far so good. Let's see if it can get a trophy. Back for the finals of this draft with our mono green deck. Ooh, that is a nice hand. We have a turn 1 Soul Ring, or maybe we can also play turn 1 Elf and then turn 2 Soul Ring. I guess it's pretty much the same in terms of mana. Then we have Karn, we have a Death Lizard, we have a Primal Command. Yeah, this looks great. Let's go Forest and then I guess Soul Ring and then pass. Ooh, Plains. So is this a mono white deck? Land tax. Well, I don't think we actually need to play our lands, do we? Do I care if they land tax or do I let them take the play? Next turn we have 4/5 and then we get the Primal Command, their land tax. So I think we just wait a turn and not play our land now. There's nothing we're going to be doing with it, and if they just want to play the land and yeah, okay, then the land tax is going to be shut off. Chart a course. So it's not mono white. It looks like some blue white control shenanigans. Monastery Mentor is their discard. Wall of Roots. Can also play the Wall of Roots and leave the Primal Command for later. And then just attack, and then next turn we get to play Karn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's a Karn, all right. Worn Power Stone. Do I just play Karn and eat their Worn Power Stone? I think that's the play. Don't counter this. Nope, no counter. Eat the Worn Power Stone. Don't want them having a ton of mana. And then just pass. Plains and nothing. Well, this Karn is gonna eat away at their hand. Let's exile a card from their hand, and then let's play a land. And I think I like Primal Commanding their land tax to put that on top, deny them a draw step, and search for a creature. I think I'd get Terastodon. We can play that next turn, play Hex Drinker now, and then just level this up. And even if they have a board wipe, you still have an active Karn, so how bad could it be? 5th land, Teferi. They get to tuck our Karn. Sure. We get to kill their Teferi and blow up some lands. Let's see. I do want to play this Terastodon. It's going to cost us all of our mana and then kill 2 plains and a forest of ours. Yes. Oh, that was real dumb. Should have killed the fairy first, of course. Well, okay. No big deal. We can still easily win, but that was that was so bad. Oh man. Playing hard mode and I didn't draw land. Well, that's sort of good. The Karn is still 1 away. Let's just level up this guy a bunch. Yep. Okay, so that's a 6/6. And I think I'm just going to use that to kill the Teferi. It's a bit of a shame, but oh well. And then this is going at them. This is going at them. And then we get to play another elf. Yeah, no reason that this Teferi is still out there, but I doubt it will end up mattering. But it could. Yeah, they trade elephants and then take 9. Play elves and say go. Well, we did our best to give our opponent a shot at getting back into this game, but ultimately good enough. Anything I want to change? I don't think so. No, this seems fine still. We just need to be fast and don't give them enough time. Blue-whites can have a bunch of board wipes, so that is something to be aware of, but I don't really see anything I would change. Maybe Pelucranos could go for a Beast Within, but Pelucranos does attack for 5, so that's fine. Another consideration would be a sword, but if they kill all our creatures and we draw a bunch of swords, that's not great either. If I didn't already have this sword, then maybe. But 1 sword should be fine. But the punt count for this league is definitely at 1. That was a A massive punt. Oh, nice. Natural Order and Plow Under. I'm keeping this. Natural Order is a little bit awkward against the counterspell deck, perhaps, but, you know, just gotta go for it. Gaia's Cradle. That could be good also. I think we just play Devoted Druid, and then maybe I'll go for the Plow Under before Natural Ordering. That is a card they almost have to counter. Chromox. Ooh, going all in. Exiling Winds of Abandon. Do they have like a Mentor? Yeah. Mentor is a scary card. Pelucranos. Let's go Devoted Druid first. If they go nuts with a bunch of Mentor tokens, oust. Yikes. Yep. This is going to be a tough one. Mentor is a fast clock, that's for sure. What do I want to draw? Ooh, Chart a Course also. Yeah, I think we're losing this game. This is real fast. They have more? Oh, for a moment I thought they had more. Oh, Plains. And then, what, land tax? Yep. Well, that is a bunch of prowess creatures. Karn. Karn's not at its best right now. Play the Cobra, play the Forest, and next turn we're drawing Devoted Druid, so yep, nothing to play. We can Natural Order for Terastodon or for the Death Lizard. Did I have more spells even? Big Teferi? Control Magic. Wow, okay, we're drawing the Elf, we don't have a land. I'm conceding this game. Our opponent had a super nice draw. Yeah, no, we weren't beating that. There's a consideration to put in Vraska to deal with their Mentor and maybe some of their artifacts, and then take out Pelucranos, because indeed that still is just an inefficient dude. Not sure if this is correct, but I don't want to play Fatal Push just for the Mentor, but Vraska seems fine. We can also just draw some cards. Let's try this. Yes, we'd like to play first. Well, there's the Vraska. And we have Sol Ring, we have Nissa to get more land, so we do keep this. Play Forest and a Sol Ring. Sol Ring definitely better than Channel in this deck. I'm glad we took it. Next turn we get to go Nissa and play an Elvish Mystic. The question is, what do I do if I draw a Forest? Then I think I just play Raphaelos, right? They have a Plains, Chromox again. And Chromox is kind of all in, but what if we draw Swamp? They exile Frantic Surge. Mana Crypts. Whoa. Oh man, Teferi? We get to bounce our Sol Ring? No, they plus. If they had bounced our Sol Ring and we wouldn't draw land, that would be brutal. Bird. Well, let's play Nissa and then search for a Forest and then play the Bird. Man, that was that was a turn one. Almost felt like we're playing Supreme Draft again. They do only have 3 cards now. They still have a draw with the Teferi. We'll see. And then next turn, if they don't bounce our Bird, we can maybe play Vraska. And then I think I would kill Mana Crypt. Big Teferi also? Whoa. Oh man, we're up against it now. All of that fast mana from our opponents. They also have like a counterspell. Yeah, they bounce our Bird. Ugh. We get to kill their Teferi with our Nissa perhaps, but they also still have this Big Teferi going. Oh, they tucked that. Oh man, we are up against it. We don't draw a land. Yeah, I can play Raphaelos. I think that's our best bet. Or because we know that we're drawing Nissa next turn. No, I guess I go Lotus Cobra and Birds. I thought our hand was good, but our opponent just, poof. Mana Crypts, they win the flip. Next turn we get to play Nissa and maybe find like a land. Oh, so brutal. Oust. Oh man. This is this is definitely rough. Godless Shrine. Yeah. They untap 2 lands and keep drawing cards. Sylvan Library. Well, I guess we play Vraska. Yeah, this is getting countered. Absolutely getting destroyed this game. Absolutely destroyed. Oh, they're untapping. Oh, they're letting this resolve. I guess we kill the Teferi, or do we kill the Mana Crypt? No, I think we kill the Teferi. If they bounce something again, it's just going to be so brutal. And then play the Elf. They're going to flash in something big, that's for sure. Treasure Cruise. Okay, that's just more cards. That's definitely good, but it's not as scary as something to maybe like pressure our Vraska or mess with our board more. Yeah, they have a ton of cards now. I think we also need them to lose a couple of Mana Crypt flips here. They did lose the flip, plus the Teferi, up to 7 cards again. Play an island. What's next? 5 mana. Gideon. Oh, Gideon's good too. They get to kill our Bird and restrict our mana even further. Yeah, Bird down. Ooh, man. Yeah, untap 2 more lands. Ooh, that Mana Crypt is doing a ton of work for them. Maybe you should have killed that, but no, then they still would have been able to play Gideon, and then they would also be bouncing some of our other stuff. We draw the Lotus Cobra. It's not very good here. Let's go Cobra Ruffellos, then plus Vraska, but I don't think I sacrifice anything. And then we just pass, but they get the smash with Gideon. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're looking to do to get out of this. And they won the flip. Maybe we should have put in Beast Within. Yeah, more card draw from the Teferi. Ha! And they Treachery our Ruffellos. What can I even draw to get out of this? I think Natural Order and then hoping that it resolves is our best chance, but I think we know that we're drawing Nissa. Yeah, if they attack our Vraska, I think I just let it go. Yeah, they do. That's just fine. Let's let that die. Untap 2 lands, but they have nothing. Tap. We draw Nissa, finally. That got tucked so many turns ago. We've just been drawing all of the same cards over and over again. Man, this is getting countered. Force of Will, Hardcast. Let's play Sylvan Library. And they're countering that too. Force of Negation. There you have a very nice deck. I think Blue-White Control is actually one of the better decks in the cube. Especially if you have Mana Crypt and can play 2 Teferi turn 1, Teferi turn 2. And they lost a flip. I think that's our best bet to win this game, them losing a bunch of flips. But they just tuck it with the Teferi at some point. Yeah, drawing more cards for now. I'm mostly just playing to maybe find... Well, we can't give them Banishing Light. I think it's Banishing Light versus the rest. If they Banishing Light our Soul Ring, then I'm out of this game. They can also just Day of Judgment. I think I'll take a draw step, but I think this game's over. We just got absolutely destroyed. Just that Mana Crypt putting them so far ahead, especially with the Chrome Mox. They probably could have split that differently, but I don't really think it matters. The Stormcaller also makes me feel like they might have Time Walk or something like that. 4 mana. They're just gonna Wrath. Yeah, if they Wrath, I also don't have Natural Orders out anymore. Yep, Wrath. Gideon becomes big. Like I said, I'll take one draw step and then I've had enough. I've got absolutely destroyed this game. Yeah, Forest is not good enough. I'll skip it up. I wasn't too unhappy with this deck, but our opponent having 2 very fast hands in game 2 and 3 here just cost us the trophy. I'll be back with more. Not unhappy with this green deck, but I do like me some other sweet archetypes. So I'll be back for more. See you then.